I can't believe I'm saying this, but Raw was actually really good. Triple H is already successfully fixing what Vince McMahon broke. The US Championship didn't feel this important in years. We got matches that matter. Legit #1 contender matches. The show closed with a championship match. Triple H gave us reasons to watch. And on top of that, the actual wrestling was really good. The show is still 3 hours, and yes, you can honestly feel that. But instead of cringy 24/7 championship extravaganza segments, we got longer wrestling matches. And thankfully, Triple H saved Veer. He doesn't want to smash anymore. He wants to beat people up. I was honestly happy with the show. It's as much change as we can expect right now. Let's be fair, we can't magically get great storylines in 2 weeks. And we're already hearing rumors that Sasha Banks and Naomi are coming back. Papa H for the win. The show kicked off with the man Becky Lynch. She showed up in an arm sling and cut quite an emotional promo. She says she's happy to say that she finally remembered who she was at SummerSlam. She doesn't need validation or fancy clothes, but rather grit, determination, and owning up to her mistakes. She separated her shoulder at SummerSlam and she had 2 choices. She could either give up or continue. 20 minutes in the match were painful, but it wasn't as painful as facing who she had become. She will not be defined by one match. She will not be defined by any man. She defines the man. And she's starting a new era. She even thanked Bianca Belair for pushing her throughout the past year. She calls out Bianca Belair. She says Lynch didn't only define the man, she is the man. They shook hands and hugged. I am so happy that Becky Lynch is a babyface. It's not like her heel character was horrendous. For some reason, it just didn't work. I'm glad that Triple H is seeing exactly what we're seeing. Bianca Belair says she has nothing but respect for Becky Lynch. She didn't forget about all the times Lynch betrayed her, but she never wanted anything to be handed to her, and she appreciates that Becky Lynch pushed her. Then we cut to backstage and we see Bayley, Kai, and Sky attacking Becky Lynch. This whole thing is pretty intriguing. We still don't know why are they attacking these women. What's the plan? What's the reason? Does this faction have a name? We saw an amazing United States Championship belt tribute. So at this point, Triple H did everything in his power to make sure the mid-card championship looks important. Logan Paul said he cannot wait to perform in front of the WWE fans, and it was also announced that he's going to have Triple H on his Impulsive podcast. That's absolutely huge. Triple H barely talked with anyone yet, so hopefully he will reveal his vision. Then it was time for the triple threat match. The Miz versus AJ Styles versus Mustafa Ali. Winner advances to match later tonight for United States Championship opportunity. And not only this match meant something, finally, no more championship contenders matches. This was also an amazing match. This was, for me, honestly, the best match of the night. Reminded me of how great Ali is. So instead of a random ass tag team match that nobody cares about, we got an important match to kick off Monday Night Raw, and dude, the finish was unbelievable. Ali goes to the top rope, and we got a 450 straight into Styles Clash on top of the Miz. One of the greatest spots of the year. So AJ Styles picks up the W, advances to the #1 contenders match for the United States Championship, which is a great choice. AJ Styles is an absolute main eventer, so putting him in the United States Championship #1 contenders match just makes the championship look even more important. Announcer asked Bayley why they attacked Becky Lynch. Bayley says this is not about Becky or Bianca, this is about us. And you'll see what I mean soon enough. I honestly just can't wait for them to talk and let us know what the hell is going on. Then we see Seth Rollins in the ring. He welcomes everyone to Monday Night Rollins and says it is a night of celebration because they don't have to see or hear from Riddle again. Just like his big brother Randy, he is also on the shelf with a career-threatening injury. Rollins says now he can focus on Roman Reigns and the undisputed WWE Championship. Now that's pretty tricky because Roman Reigns is facing Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle. People are saying Drew McIntyre is possibly winning the championship. I think Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns shouldn't be over yet. The rivalry is not over. Last time they faced, they left us with a cliffhanger, so I wanna see this match again. The Street Profits came out. Seth Rollins made fun of the Street Profits losing against the Usos and told them they should break up, which is something we hear a lot lately. Dawkins responds by making fun of Seth Rollins for losing against Cody. Both Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins wanted to face Seth Rollins, so they handled it with rock, paper, scissors. Well, not really. Ford grabs the referee, gets to the ring, and we got Seth freaking Rollins versus Montez Ford, which is actually quite an interesting match. I do see Montez Ford as kind of a future of the WWE. The guy is full of charisma, very fun to watch in the ring, and this match absolutely delivered. I appreciate the fact that instead of a bunch of 6-man tags, 6-women tags, tag team matches, you know, this generic WWE formula, we got some matches that are almost dream matches in a way. I don't know what it is about Seth Rollins and Montez Ford, but they do have some similarities. Montez Ford tried to hit the frog splash, but Rollins raised his knees. And we got a curb stomp for the 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins takes the W. He wanted to attack Montez Ford again, but we got Angelo Dawkins. And every time I see these two in the ring right now, it seems like someone is turning heel. I mean, it obviously will happen someday. It doesn't necessarily need to be a heel turn. They could break up just by switching brands, I guess. But Montez Ford is a star in the making, so it will happen. We got Asuka versus Alexa Bliss, which is a really interesting choice since both of them are baby faces, but I appreciate that. Now, this match didn't last long because we got Kai, Sky, and Bayley. Chaos everywhere until we got Bianca Belair for the save. Before Triple H took over, we used to get random ass 6-women matches every week. And now, Triple H is building 6-women tag team matches. It was time for the second triple threat match of the night. Chad Gable versus Dolph Ziggler versus Ciampa. Another very entertaining match. Now, in my opinion, it wasn't as good as the first one, but it was pretty close. In my opinion, Dolph Ziggler was the absolute MVP of this match. A good reminder of how good Dolph Ziggler is in the ring. Now, obviously, with Triple H in control, we already knew the result. Ciampa picks up the W. He is going to face AJ Styles in a #1 contenders match. Just like I told you, Triple H takes over and he's already taking care of his boy Tommaso Ciampa. It's a matter of time before he turns on The Miz. Edge makes his way to the ring and he brings back his classic theme song. It's about time. Just like I've said, we don't have many great songs left. Edge says he was a bit of an asshole. He apologizes to the fans. He created the Judgment Day to help some younger talent to get over. He says they thought they learned everything from him, but that's not the case. There are a few more tricks Edge has up his sleeve. He will kill what he created, the Judgment Day. And that's gonna be pretty easy because Vince McMahon did this already. I think it's gonna be really hard to make this faction look interesting again. The only thing I honestly love about this faction right now is Rhea Ripley's involvement. She's an absolute badass. Then we saw Io Sky versus Bianca Belair, which is another interesting match. Like, wrestling was really good on Monday Night Raw. That's one of the biggest changes I've noticed. We saw Bayley and Kai trying to interfere, but Alexa Bliss and Asuka came to the rescue. Io Sky tried to cheat by putting her legs on the middle rope. Alexa Bliss with the save. Everyone starts arguing until we just got a straight up brawl. It seems like they're building to Survivor Series, and Survivor Series is happening in November. Now, since Becky Lynch got injured, I assume instead of Alexa Bliss, it was supposed to be Becky Lynch. This is definitely interesting, and I'm glad that Triple H is putting so much time into women's wrestling. Booker T joins the commentary. Just like I've said, Triple H desperately tried to find all the ways to make this United States Championship belt look important. And it was time for the #1 contenders match, AJ Styles versus Ciampa. We saw this match a few weeks ago and it felt so unimportant. Ciampa lost for whatever reason and he looked like Miz's lackey. This was different. This was different. So first of all, a very entertaining match. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from these matches. It seems like they don't have as many restrictions, or maybe they're just having a lot more fun. I am not sure, but wrestling was on point. Obviously, The Miz got involved. AJ Styles takes care of him. He gets back into the ring, meets Ciampa's knee. Ciampa hits his finisher and wins the match. He's the #1 contender and he's going to face Bobby Lashley next week on Raw, which is a really random match when you think about it. It's gonna be really interesting. Now, since Ciampa is Triple H's boy, I don't think it's impossible for Ciampa to win. The main event was the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship match, the Usos versus the Mysterios. Even though it seemed obvious that the Usos are going to retain, a championship match in the main event is always somewhat unpredictable. So this was a nice way to close the show with a championship match. Again, WWE gave us a reason to watch. Dominic puts Uso in the 619 position, but Jay quickly tags in. Dominic was running for the 619, but got one deed. The Usos retained the WWE Undisputed Tag Team Championships. The Judgment Day attacked the Mysterios. It seems like Rhea Ripley is really involved, like she's beating the living crap out of Dominic Mysterio weekly. Edge comes to the rescue. He tries to take care of business. He beats Damian Priest, but Finn Balor is still in the ring while Rhea Ripley is... well, that's just inappropriate. He was looking to spear Finn Balor, but Rhea pushes Dominic Mysterio, so he speared Dominic instead, which is a pretty interesting cliffhanger for next week.
You attack my mijo? Not buyaka.
So the show closes with Rey Mysterio being concerned about Dominic.
It's gonna be alright, mijo.
I'm happy with the changes that we got. I know some people are expecting reboots and all of that, but that's not gonna happen. First of all, they need to show respect to Vince McMahon. Triple H can't be like, the show for the past 5 years absolutely sucked. Can't do that. And let's be fair, you don't need to fix what's not broken. Triple H just needs to make small changes every week, which will lead to a better product. It needs to be taken seriously. Championships need to be taken more seriously. Rivalries, no more 24/7 goofiness. Just like I've said from this episode, the biggest changes I've seen is better wrestling, longer matches, focusing on wrestling, making championships feel important, and most importantly, making people earn championship opportunities. They had to wrestle twice just to earn a #1 contenders match. You love to see it. Thank you for watching The Great One. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.